Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to learn how components in Blazor communicate with each other and manage data flow effectively. So let's get started. So first, let's create a new project, Blazor WebAssembly standalone application. Next, name it Blazor Component Communication. Next, and create the project. So let's first install our necessary packages. We need Blazor. So install Blazor using the NuGet package manager. So we have installed Blazor. Now close it. Now open the www root folder and go to index.html, and inside the head section paste those three: Blazor min.css, Blazor min.js, and the first one is for the font that we are going to use in Blazor. Save it. Then open layout folder, and inside this open main layout, and there paste those. If you see message like this, found markup element with unexpected name snack bar, go to your import.razor and there using Blazor and save it. See, now the message is gone. Now in the pages, let's create a folder, name it simple parent child, and inside this let's create a super parent and Blazor component. I'm going to name it super parent. Now in this super parent, first set the routing, and I have named it super parent component. Now let's add this into our navigation menu. For this, open the layout folder and open the nav menu.razor. I'm going to remove the last one and overwrite on the second one. So here name it whatever you want. I'm naming it super child parameters, and inside the hyperreference attribute I'm going to paste the routing super parent component. Save it. Now let's go back to our super parent. Now here I have taken a marked paper, and inside this we have a title super parent, and this is just an icon used to indicate a down arrow type, and then we are using actually our communication. Like here we are passing the message and the gift list to the child, and this is the name of our super parent child. So let's create a child component of this name. For this, click on the folder that we have created earlier, simple parent child, then add Blazor component, and I'm going to name it super parent child, that already written here, super parent child, and then click add. Now in the super parent, say the error is gone. Inside these we are passing two parameter, message and gift, to the child component using the bindable parameter message and gift list. This is how actually we share data from parent to child. Then we have two event callback on message received and on gift received. When the child send data back, those callback are invoked, and we store the replies in the received message reply and the received gift reply. Now in the second part, we're actually showing the replies from the child, and then inside this we're showing the message reply sent from the child component and same gift reply. Now we have to declare those variables and methods here. So let's do this. See now what we are doing in this code. We have a message variable, and here we have a message, hello my dear child, here I'm sending you some gifts, and we have a list of gifts and we name it gift list, Inside this we have actually 5 gift, and then we have a variable to store replies from the child. So in this variable message reply, it will store the message reply from the child component sent back using the received message reply methods. And inside this gift reply, we're storing the reply from the child component. So once again, let's see what we're doing here. So first, the superparent title. In the superparent child component, we're sending data to our child component, and here we have a message and gift that we are sending to our child component, and we also have two event callback on message received and on gift received. When the child will send message as message reply or send a message as gift reply, then those two methods will be invoked and the message will be stored in these two variables, message reply and gift reply. So now let's go to our superparent child component. So in child component, so first we're going to show the message from the parent component, and to do this we have mud stack, and inside this we have mud zip, and here the message we're going to show, and this is the message the parent component will send to child, and here the child component is showing this message in the front end. And then we have another mud stack, and inside this we have a button. On click on this button, this will call this function. Let's go to the implementation and see here. This is a very simple function. This will just change or alter the value of this variable, and inside this variable initially we have it false. So initially the field will be hidden. See, we have a conditional rendering here using an if statement. This reply section is displayed only when this variable is set to true, and when it is false, then this portion of code will be hidden. And what we have inside this, we have a marked text field, and the value is bounded to message reply, and we have a button that called the send message reply. Now let's go to the implementation and see when this function is called, it first checks whether the message reply or the text field is empty or not. If it is not empty, then it invoke our callback function that we have in our superparent, and this send the message or the text from the marked text field, and then it's set to empty to reset the input field. In the next marked paper, we have another button, and this actually hide and show all the gift received from the superparent. And then we have use a divider to give some space, and then we have use marked callouts. And there this expanded is bind to expanded variable, and initially this expanded is set to false. That means all the gift is hidden, and on click on this button, this toggle the value of expanded and all the gifts is visible then. And here we are using the mud list, and every item in the gift is a string, so we are just declaring it, and then we are taking a for each to show all the item from the gift. And same way we have conditional rendering for the reply section for gifts, and same way we have the mud button, we have a toggle gift reply visibility, and there we have a variable is gift reply visible, and when this variable is set to true, then we'll render this mud stack. And here we have a mud text field for the gift reply, and we have a button to send the message to the superparent. So in the code section, see, this is our expanded variable, so it's initially set to false as I said. Then we have is message reply visible and is gift reply visible, and those are set to false because initially the message reply section and the gift reply section is hidden. Then we have declare our parameter. These two parameters is very important. See, in the parent component we define the data, message and gift, and in this child we can use those parameters to display the data, and we also need this callback to send replies back to the parent. And see, in our superparent we have those two callback function on message received and on gift received, and we're just declaring it to make it work in the child component. Let's run this program. So if you found any error like this, please make sure you have added everything that we need. Like I have forgot to add this service in the program.cs. So here we need to add the builder dot services dot add merge services. Now let's save it and run the program again. Okay, now our program is ready. Now let's go to supercell parameters. Here the first super parent, this is our title and this is inside our super parent component, and after that under this symbol, this part until the reply to gifts is part of child component, and here we have the message from the parent component, and here is our message, hello my dear child, here I'm sending you some gifts. And then we have the reply to message button. If we click on it, this will toggle and the text field and the send button will be visible. Like now if I send a message thanks and send it, see this message is sent. And where this message is sent, this message is sent to our super parent component, and under this reply to gift we have the super parent component, and here replies from the child thanks. Now if we click on this button show gifts, this will show all the gift sent from our super parent to child component. And we also can reply to this gift, like if I thanks for the gifts, and if I send it, see thanks for the gifts, this message is sent to our parent component using the callback function. So this is how we can send data to our child component, as well as we can send data from our child component to parent component, just like this, using the callback event. Now let's try another method of component communication and data flow, which is cascading. Cascading is a powerful feature that lets us share data across multiple components. With parameters, we can send data from a parent to a specific child. Like whenever we are sending data from our this super parent, we can send data to super parent child, and we are specifically mentioning that this message and gifts only accessible by our super parent child component. But sometimes we need to share data that every child component or multiple component can access without the parent having to specify each one. So now let's take another folder inside the pages. I'm going to name it cascading. Now inside this cascading folder, let's add a component cascading parent. So first let's clear this, and then this is our routing cascading parent. So let's first add this into our navigation menu. So I'm going to copy this part and paste it below, and I'm going to name it cascading parent, and inside the hyperreference we have to update this. Let's copy this and paste inside the hyperreference attribute. Now save it and let's go back to cascading parent. So this is how the cascading value is declared. So first the cascading value, and inside this we have to give it a value. By wrapping component with cascading value, we allow any child inside this wrapper to access the message for cascading value. The key point is that the parent does not need to explicitly pass parameter to specify children anymore. Now any child can access this cascading value. So if we want to send multiple value, we can keep another cascading inside the previous one, and there we can send another value, and this time we are sending a list. So here see we have a list of gift list for cascading, and we have two gifts, gift 1 and gift 2. Now any child can access those values, message for cascading and gift list. So let's create child and access those values. For this, click on the cascading folder, add new component. Let's name it super parent child 1, then add. So in first MAD stack, we are printing the message received from our cascading parent, and to access data from our cascading parent, we must use those parameters to receive data from the parent. And for this, we have to use these cascading parameters, and then we have this message which is string type. We send from our cascading parameters. See the message for cascading. This is our first value we are sending from our parent, and this is a string type. And we have the message, thanks for connecting with parent. And then in the second one, we have a list of string, and we have a gift list, right? From the cascading parameter, we are sending a gift list, and this will be accessed by this line, the second cascading parameter. In this MAD paper, we are just simply showing the gifts, and we are using a MAD list, and we are mentioning the type of the list we are going to use, gift list, which is string type, and then we are using a for each. Each time we are accessing each item and showing this in the front end. So this is a very simple program. Now let's take a title here. This is our cascading parent. Okay, now we have to add this child component here just. So super parent child, and that's it. Now our super parent child 1 can access these two values, message for cascading and gift list for cascading. Now let's run this program. Let's go to cascading parent and see, the first one is the title from our cascading parent. This is our cascading parent, and the rest part is from our child component. So here we have child 1 component, and then the message sent from our parent, and then we have the list of gift sent from our cascading parent. So this is how you can create child component and access data from the parent using both parameters and cascading. Remember, with parameters you can send data from the parent to a specific child, and with cascading you can share data with all descendants without specifying which child to send it to. Another way we can make the component communicate with each other, which is service. So for this, let's create another folder inside our project. Let's name it service. Actually, let's name it services. And inside this, let's create a class. Let's name it gift service. This is our class gift service, and inside this we have a list gifts, and inside this we have initialized some gifts like iPhone 16 Pro Max, Samsung S24 Ultra, and other. And then we have some methods. The first one is the method to get all gifts. So when we will call this get gifts, this will return us the list. We also can add gifts into our list, and we can also remove the gifts from the list. So let's save it, and let's create another folder inside the page folder. Let's name it service component, and inside this let's create new component, and let's name it parent service component. Okay, so parent service component. So first we have the routing parent services, and then we have a MAD paper. Inside this we have title, super parent component, and inside this MAD stack we have a text field and a MAD button, and the text field value is binded with the new gifts. It's a string type variable, so the text field string will be stored in this variable, and we have a MAD button here to add the gift into our list, and then we have a MAD list to display the list of gifts. This is very simple. We have a simple for each, and we iterate over the list gifts, and inside this we just show the gift item, and then we use the MAD spacer to space between the controller and the item. And then we have another MAD button, delete action button. So on click, this gift will be deleted. And if you remember the remove gift, that in our gift service we have the add gift method and the remove gift. So whenever this button is clicked, this will call this function remove gift with this string, and the gift will be deleted. And this function is very important on initialize. That means when this component will first load, this will actually fetch all the gifts from our list using the gift service. And this is the method to add gifts. Here first it check whether the string is null or not, like if we have given any input in the text field or not. If it's not empty, then it will use the gift service add gift method, and we are sending the new gift. This will be added to our gift, and in the next line we just refresh the gift list, and then we clear the text field. And the remove gift, see, we're just calling the remove gifts using the gift service, and we're sending the gift that we want to remove from the list, and then again we refresh the gift list. Now let's add this routing into our navigation menu. So for this, gift service parent, and then let's copy the routing and paste it here, parent services. Okay, now let's create a child component. So create new component, child service, and inside this first we have the routing, then we have a title, gift timeline. To give it a decent look, I have used mud timeline here, and using this for is, here we are showing is gift in our mud timeline. So in the code, see, first we inject the gift service that we have in our services, then we have a list of a string which is gifts, and then on initialize. As I mentioned earlier, when this component will be loaded, this method will be automatically called. We're calling this get gifts, and we're storing all the gifts in this gift list. And then what we're doing here in this mud timeline, we're adding those items using the for is. Now let's add this routing to our navigation menu. So again, I'm copy and pasting this child services. I'm going to copy this routing and pasting it here, gift service child. Okay, now let's run this program. Let's go to gift service parent. Oh, there again an unhandled error. I think again I forgot to add the service. So whenever we are using any services, we have to register these into program.cs. So let's just write builder services dot add singleton, and then we have to add the service that we are going to use, gift service, and then the last semicolon. So that's it. Now I think the program should work fine. Let's launch this. Okay, now go to gift service. Now we have the control here in the super parent component. You can add new gift. Just click on the add gift and see the gift is added, and you can delete it. And let's go to gift service child, and here we have all the gift that we have in the list. This is the end of today's video. So now you know how to handle component communication using parameters, cascading, and services. With those techniques, you have the flexibility to build dynamic and scalable Blazor application with efficient data flow and communication between components. That's all for today's video. I hope this was helpful in understanding how component communication works in Blazor. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.